Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. The Department of Education has announced that beginning in May, it will start to collect on payments for student loans, and those who are in default more than 270 days may be subject to wage garnishment and or withholding of their tax refund. Now, more than 5 million borrowers are already in default. So a lot of people are going to be feeling this right away. So we're going to talk about it. Let's get into it. Okay, so if you didn't know, student loans were placed on hold, on a pause during the pandemic while Biden was in office. So he allowed people who were unable to pay their student loans to not be required to, and if they were late, that it wouldn't count against them. Now, the student loans went into repayment starting around 2023, so that's when the first pause expired. But then Biden decided to issue another 12 months of a grace period where if you were unable to make a payment or you missed a payment, it wouldn't count against you, especially, like on your credit report. Now, that ended in September of 2024. We are now in the Trump administration, and they are taking a different approach, as with a lot of things. So the Department of Education has announced that beginning in May, they will begin collecting payments from borrowers in default, ending a pause that began during the pandemic. There are many stages of being delinquent on your loans before you hit full-blown default. So basically, it starts with you being delinquent, which means that you are late. They don't start reporting that late payment to your credit report, the credit reporting bureaus, until you are 60 days or 90 days past due. And so that is when you will start to see that late payment reflect on your credit report, and you will see the effect of that late payment resulting in a lower credit score. Now, that can then create other issues in other areas, such as if you were looking to get a car, if you were looking to get a house, or whatever else you were looking to do with your credit. Having that late payment on there is going to hurt you, and it's going to hurt your chances of being approved. Now, once you are more than 90 days late and then you become 270 days or more delinquent, that is when you go into default. So the government considers you in default by 270 days. Now, your first line of defense, right, when you are unable to pay your student loan before you hit that 60 or 90 day mark, is to contact your lender. So contacting your service provider, whoever your loan is through, such as Nailnet, Mohela, other contractors that work for the Department of Education, whoever your student loan is through, whether that is federal loan or private loan, you want to contact them first, let them know your situation, and ask them what your options are. A lot of these companies are stating that they are no longer doing goodwill adjustments. So a goodwill letter is when you write a letter to the creditor or the collection agency, more so the creditor, asking for forgiveness. Basically, if you were late on a payment, you write a goodwill letter asking them to forgive that one late payment and to remove it from your credit report. Now, these student loan service companies are now saying that they are no longer accepting these goodwill letters. So if you are late, they're just going to leave it there. They're just going to report it as late because to them it is accurate and right and all that stuff. And so they feel like, why would we remove it and whatever. So now if you are late, if you are delinquent, now your option is to create some type of agreement with the student loan servicer. So letting them know about your situation, telling them that you are experiencing financial hardship, and asking if you can be put on a different repayment plan. Now, what brought this to my attention was my husband. He brought a Facebook post to me, and on the Facebook post it had somebody who posted a screenshot of their student loan going into repayment, and it had the amount that they were expected to pay. Now this person owed about not even 50,000, maybe like 48, 49,000 in student loans, but their payment was close to $600 a month. Now I believe they were saying that they were expected to pay this within the next 30 days, or they would be in default and be subject to all these additional penalties. And so whenever I see a post, I immediately go to the comments. So I went to the comments and I just was looking around to see what other people had to say. And it was a lot of conflicting information. Like people were saying, oh, you could get that removed out for your credit report. I don't know of any way where you can get a federal student loan or even a private student loan removed from your credit report without you either paying it, you having it forgiven, or it is reported inaccurate, or you were subject to fraud or identity theft. That stuff stays on your credit report. Even if you file bankruptcy, student loans are the one thing that will stay on your credit report regardless to the day that you die. So I don't know about that. But other people were saying that if you are on disability, you may be able to have your loans forgiven. And of course, there is the public service loan forgiveness program. Now, other people were saying that the income-driven repayment program had been canceled. They were no longer accepting people for that. But when I went and looked on the Department of Education student aid website, it did have an announcement saying that they did open back up the application for the income-driven repayment program. So you are able to put in an application for that. And so if you are experiencing financial hardship, I would definitely apply for that program or forbearance, letting them know of your situation. Now, the U.S. Department of Education is reviewing the recent executive order passed by Donald Trump regarding the public service loan forgiveness program. And as of right now, they are stating that nothing has changed and borrowers do not need to take any action. Also, a federal court issued an injunction preventing the U.S. Department of Education from implementing the Saving on a Valuable Education plan, the SAVE plan that Biden was trying to implement right before he went out of office, where it was like a variation of the income-driven repayment plan. The court stopped that. They are not letting that through. The Trump administration is not trying to let that through. So that is a no right now. But the original income-driven repayment program is still active, is still available, and you can still apply. So I would definitely look into doing that. There's also, I just found out about a refinance program through SoFi that is sort of new. They just kind of rolled this out within the past week or so. That is another option if you need to refinance and try to get a lower interest rate. they are offering a interest only repayment plan that is for like a limited time, I believe like 9 months. So if you would like more information on that, drop a comment below and I could definitely do a video on the SoFi. It's called Smart Start repayment program, refinance repayment program for student loans. And I could definitely do a video on that. Okay. All right. So, again, make sure that, you know, you are trying your best. I know it's hard out here. Everything is so doggone expensive and it's just been one thing after another. We got to deal with inflation, rising mortgages, and now this student loan, mess it's a lot. It's a lot, but all we can do is our best, you know, deal with the cards that we are dealt. If you are working, you know, a normal 9 to 5, definitely look into picking up an additional side hustle, something to where you can make an additional stream of income, and work on a budget. Budget your money, look at your finances, see where any leaks are, that you can plug holes in, where can you cut back spending so that you can start to square away money for these student loan repayments or any other major bills that you have coming up. If you are needing assistance with credit repair, if you are in assistance of needing funding, getting either personal or business loans to consolidate your debt, hit me a message. So drop a comment below and I can send you my link to where you can grab my ebook, and you can also set up a one-on-one with me where we can go over your credit report, your credit history, and come up with a plan to help you start to get ahead. If you are interested in that, then drop a comment below saying credit and I will reach out to you directly. All right, so that's all I have for this video. Make sure that you like this video and you subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you in the next one.